90 Day Fiancé star Rose Vega hints that she may have rekindled her relationship with Big Ed Brown. Safe to say this wasn't on anyone's 2026 bingo card. Rumors of Big Ed Brown and ex-girlfriend Rose Vega getting back together are abundant, and the main person fueling the gossip is Rose herself. The Philippines native has posted no less than 15 times about potentially rekindling her relationship with Ed and healing her vision of romance. Fans of 90 Day Fiancé watched Ed and Rose's romance play out 5 years ago on 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, with Ed taking a trip to the Philippines that turned disastrous after he gifted Rose a toothbrush to remedy her not pretty breath and requested over dinner that she take an STD test. To nobody's surprise, except maybe Ed's, the couple's relationship didn't survive the trip. However, Rose's Instagram has recently painted a picture of possible reconnection. Her first post on Thursday featured clips from her and Ed's season of Before the 90 Days, with text overlaid reading, "Maybe the reason I haven't met the right man is because of you." She then posted, "Maybe I haven't found the right man yet because our story needs a second chapter. Maybe the universe didn't let me meet the right man yet because our story wasn't finished," she captioned the post. Life is crazy like that. Plot twists, lessons, healing, and unexpected reunions. I never imagined we'd cross paths again, but here we are. Rose went on to comment on her post asking, "Do you want a second chance, or was the first one enough?" Rose's follow-up posts have been just as cryptic. On Friday, she shared similar clips from her and Ed's 90 Day Fiancé journey, along with the text, "Not late, just perfect timing. Years of waiting taught me patience and standards." The universe doesn't use clocks, it uses alignment, she continued in her caption. Sometimes it takes years for two timelines to match, two hearts to open up, and two souls to recognize each other. When it's right, it just happens. It's destiny. You'll see. Stay tuned. Fans are rightfully shocked that Rose appears to be considering a reunion with Ed, with one person pointing out that she isn't even following Ed on Instagram but wants us to believe they are restarting. Others agreed that the slew of online posts made by Rose seem fake. "Kinda want to unfollow at this point because she's dragging it on for engagement," one person wrote in the comment section of one of Rose's lovesick posts. "It's getting old, though." In response to those advising her to stay away from Ed, Rose made a post arguing that this may finally be the right time for a second chance, after everything we've seen. "We've seen what life looks like without each other, and maybe that's why this second chance makes sense," she captioned the post. While Ed hasn't responded to Rose's post-a-thon or posted anything similar to his own Instagram page, the TLC star has been in contact with his ex recently. As the Ashley reported last month, Ed shared on the KTU radio show that he and Rose are looking to create a reality show together after a failed Asian dating show pitch. "It wasn't going to work out," Ed explained, while noting that he was intrigued by the idea of collaborating with Rose. "The four of us, Ed, Rose, and their managers, were knocking out some ideas of what we can do, and we're kind of toying with the idea where we travel, and I'm trying to find love, and she's my dating coach," he detailed, later assuring fans that he was not looking for anything romantic with Rose. Despite talks of a potential reality show collab, neither Ed nor Rose have confirmed the rumors of their reconciliation, and there's a really solid chance that Rose's latest social media posts are nothing but an attempt to score herself and Ed a spot on a future 90 Day Fiancé spinoff. Safe to say, this development was not something anyone had circled on their 2026 bingo card. In a surprising turn that has left longtime fans of the franchise doing double takes, 90 Day Fiancé viewers are once again buzzing about the possibility of Rose Vega and Big Ed Brown somehow finding their way back into each other's lives. For many, the idea feels almost impossible, something that seemed permanently buried in the past after one of the most uncomfortable and controversial relationships ever shown on the show. Yet, despite years of distance and very public fallout, speculation has come roaring back, largely ignited by Rose herself. Over the past several days, social media has been flooded with conversations about Rose's recent online activity. The former Before the 90 Days star has shared more than 15 emotional, cryptic, and carefully worded posts that strongly suggest she may be reopening a chapter she once described as deeply painful and humiliating. These messages have instantly divided fans, with some wondering if Rose has truly healed enough to consider reconciliation, while others are convinced the posts are a calculated attempt to regain attention, boost engagement, or open the door to future reality TV opportunities. For viewers who vividly remember how Ed and Rose's relationship originally played out 5 years ago, the sudden shift in tone feels almost surreal. Back in 2020, fans watched Big Ed travel to the Philippines to meet Rose, a single mother living in modest conditions who hoped the relationship could lead to a better future. Instead, their time together quickly became one of the most criticized storylines the franchise had ever aired. Episode after episode showed Ed displaying behavior that many viewers found demeaning and inappropriate. He frequently questioned Rose's honesty, doubted her intentions, and made remarks that suggested he viewed her through a lens of suspicion rather than respect. One moment in particular became infamous. Ed presented Rose with a toothbrush, toothpaste, and mouthwash, explaining on camera that her breath was not pretty. Rather than coming across as caring, the gesture shocked viewers and humiliated Rose, who was visibly hurt. The scene quickly went viral and solidified Ed's reputation as one of the most insensitive and socially unaware cast members in 90 Day Fiancé history. That wasn't the end of the controversy. Ed later asked Rose to take an STD test, framing it as a reasonable request for his own reassurance. The timing and manner in which he brought it up sparked immediate backlash. Many fans felt the request highlighted a severe imbalance of power, making it seem as though Ed viewed Rose less as an equal partner and more as someone he could interrogate, control, or reshape to suit his comfort. Predictably, the relationship did not survive the trip. Eventually, Rose confronted Ed head-on. She accused him of lying about wanting children, showing disrespect toward her family, and taking advantage of her vulnerability. Their breakup scene became one of the most emotionally charged moments in Before the 90 Days history. Rose walked away with her dignity intact, earning widespread admiration and support from viewers around the world. In the years that followed, Rose was often seen as someone who escaped a toxic situation, while Ed leaned fully into his notoriety. He continued appearing across multiple 90 Day Fiancé spin-offs, remaining a polarizing figure whose presence consistently sparked debate and criticism. That history is exactly why Rose's recent Instagram activity has left fans stunned. Her first post, shared on Thursday, immediately set off alarm bells. The video featured throwback clips from her season with Ed, carefully edited to highlight moments of closeness instead of conflict. Over the footage appeared the text, "Maybe the reason I haven't met the right man is because of you." The implication alone was enough to send the fandom into overdrive. Not long after, Rose posted again, writing, "Maybe I haven't found the right man yet because our story needs a second chapter." She expanded further in the caption, reflecting, "Maybe the universe didn't let me meet the right man yet because our story wasn't finished." Life works in strange ways, full of lessons, healing, twists, and unexpected reunions. I never imagined we'd cross paths again, but here we are. The language was emotional, reflective, and intentionally vague, leaving just enough ambiguity to spark intense speculation. Rose then escalated things by commenting on her own post, asking, "Do you want a second chance, or was the first one enough?" For many fans, this crossed from introspection into outright provocation. The posts kept coming. On Friday, Rose shared yet another video featuring throwback footage from her 90 Day Fiancé journey with Ed. This time, the overlaid message read, "Not late, just perfect timing. Years of waiting taught me patience and standards." In the caption, she leans heavily into spiritual and destiny-based language. The universe doesn't follow clocks, it follows alignment. Sometimes it takes years for paths to meet again, for hearts to open, and for souls to recognize what they once missed. When it's right, it just happens. It's destiny. You'll see. Stay tuned. That final phrase, "stay tuned," immediately raised red flags. Fans quickly began pointing out inconsistencies. Some noticed that Rose doesn't even follow Ed on Instagram, making the idea of a genuine romantic reconnection seem questionable. Others accused her of dragging out the narrative solely to boost engagement. One commenter wrote, "I kind of want to unfollow because this feels like it's just for engagement. It's getting old." Another said the posts felt staged, noting how conveniently the timing lined up with renewed chatter about spin-offs and returning cast members. Despite the criticism, Rose refused to back down. Responding to those urging her to stay away from Ed, she posted yet another message defending the idea of a second chance. This may finally be the right time after everything. We've seen what life looks like without each other, and maybe that's why this second chance makes sense. To many viewers, the post felt like an attempt to rewrite history, transforming a relationship once defined by imbalance and emotional pain into something romantic and misunderstood. Meanwhile, Big Ed has remained mostly silent. He hasn't reposted Rose's videos or shared any cryptic messages hinting at reconciliation. Still, silence doesn't mean absence of contact. According to The Ashley, Ed recently revealed during an appearance on the KTU radio show that he and Rose have been communicating, but not romantically. He explains that they had been exploring the idea of creating a reality show together after an Asian dating show pitch fell through. It wasn't going to work out, Ed admitted, though he said the idea of collaborating with Rose intrigued him. He went on to explain, "Me, Rose, and our managers were throwing around ideas. We're kind of playing with this concept where we travel, I'm looking for love, and she acts as my dating coach." Ed was quick to clarify that he was not seeking anything romantic with Rose and insisted the idea was purely professional. Even so, fans remain unconvinced. Given their complicated past, many believe the recent wave of Instagram posts is a strategic move designed to stir conversation, revive interest, and potentially secure a future 90 Day Fiancé spinoff. The franchise has a long history of resurrecting controversial storylines, and producers know that few things generate buzz like an unexpected reunion rooted in unresolved emotional history. Safe to say this wasn't on anyone's 2026 bingo card. In a twist that has shocked longtime fans of the franchise, 90 Day Fiancé viewers are once again talking about the possibility of Rose Vega and Big Ed Brown reconnecting, something that many people once believed would never happen under any circumstances. The rumors swirling around the former couple have exploded across social media, fueled almost entirely by Rose herself, whose recent online activity has left fans stunned, confused, and deeply skeptical all at once. Rose Vega, who rose to international fame after appearing on 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, has posted no fewer than 15 cryptic, emotionally charged messages hinting that she may be reopening the door to a relationship she once described as painful and humiliating. These posts have sparked intense debate among fans, with many questioning whether Rose is genuinely considering reconciliation or whether this is a carefully calculated move meant to revive attention, engagement, or future television opportunities. For those who watched Ed and Rose's original season unfold 5 years ago, this sudden shift feels almost surreal. Back in 2020, fans watched Big Ed travel to the Philippines to meet Rose, a single mother living in difficult conditions. Their relationship quickly became one of the most uncomfortable and controversial storylines the franchise had ever aired. Ed's behavior toward Rose drew widespread criticism, as viewers saw him repeatedly belittle her, question her honesty, and make deeply inappropriate requests under the guise of honesty and concern. One of the most infamous moments of their season occurred when Ed gifted Rose a toothbrush, toothpaste, and mouthwash, explaining her breath was not pretty. The moment became instantly iconic, and not in a good way. Viewers were horrified, and Rose was visibly hurt and embarrassed. This scene alone cemented Ed's reputation as one of the most tone-deaf and insensitive cast members in franchise history. As if that weren't enough, Ed later asked Rose to take an STD test, framing the request as something necessary for his own peace of mind. The timing, the delivery, and the power imbalance between them caused massive backlash. Fans felt Ed was treating Rose not as a partner, but as someone he could control, interrogate, and mold to his preferences. Unsurprisingly, the relationship did not survive the trip. Rose eventually confronted Ed, accusing him of lying about wanting children, disrespecting her family, and using her vulnerability against her. Their breakup scene became one of the most emotionally raw moments in Before the 90 Days history, with Rose standing her ground and walking away, earning her admiration and respect from viewers around the world. For years afterward, Rose was widely seen as a survivor of a toxic relationship, while Ed leaned into his notoriety, continuing to appear in multiple 90 Day Fiancé spin-offs and remaining a lightning rod for controversy. That's why Rose's recent Instagram activity has caused such disbelief. Her first post, shared on Thursday, immediately raised eyebrows. The video featured old clips from her and Ed's season, carefully edited to emphasize moments of connection rather than conflict. Over the footage, text appeared reading, "Maybe the reason I haven't met the right man is because of you." The implication alone was enough to send fans into a frenzy. Soon after, Rose posted again, this time writing, "Maybe I haven't found the right man yet because our story needs a second chapter." She expanded on that thought in the caption, adding, "Maybe the universe didn't let me meet the right man yet because our story wasn't finished." Life is crazy like that. Plot twists, healing, and unexpected reunions. I never imagined we'd cross paths again, but here we are. The tone of the post was reflective, emotional, and deliberately vague, leaving just enough room for interpretation to ignite speculation. Rose then took things even further by commenting on her own post, asking, "Do you want a second chance, or was the first one enough?" For many fans, this crossed the line from poetic reflection into deliberate bait. The posts didn't stop there. On Friday, Rose shared yet another video featuring throwback clips from her 90 Day Fiancé journey with Ed. This time, the overlaid text read, "Not late, just perfect timing. Years of waiting taught me patience and standards." In the caption, she leaned heavily into spiritual language and destiny-driven storytelling. The universe doesn't use clocks, it uses alignment. Sometimes it takes years for two timelines to match, two hearts to open up, and two souls to recognize each other. When it's right, it just happens. It's destiny. You'll see. Stay tuned. The phrase "stay tuned" immediately raised suspicions. Fans were quick to point out inconsistencies in Rose's narrative. Some noticed that Rose isn't even following Ed on Instagram, which made the idea of a genuine romantic reunion seem unlikely. Others accused her of dragging out the storyline purely to boost engagement. One commenter wrote, "Kinda want to unfollow at this point because she's dragging it on for engagement. It's getting old, though." Another added that the posts felt staged, noting how conveniently the timing aligned with renewed discussions about franchise spin-offs and cast returns. Despite the backlash, Rose doubled down. In response to those urging her to stay away from Ed, she posted yet another message defending the idea of a second chance. She wrote, "This may finally be the right time for a second chance after everything. We've seen what life looks like without each other, and maybe that's why this second chance makes sense." To some fans, the post felt like emotional revisionism, rewriting a relationship that was once defined by pain and power imbalance into something more romantic and misunderstood. Meanwhile, Big Ed himself has remained largely silent on social media. He has not reposted Rose's videos, nor has he shared any cryptic messages of his own suggesting reconciliation. However, that doesn't mean there hasn't been contact between them. According to a report from the Ashley, Ed recently revealed during an appearance on the KTU radio show that he and Rose have been communicating, and not for romantic reasons. Ed explained that the two had been exploring the possibility of creating a new reality show together after an Asian dating show pitch failed to move forward. It wasn't going to work out, Ed admitted, but he was intrigued by the idea of collaborating with Rose. He elaborated further, saying, "The four of us, me, Rose, and our managers, were knocking out some ideas of what we can do. We're kind of toying with the idea where he travels, and I'm trying to find love, and she's my dating coach." Ed was quick to assure listeners he was not looking for anything romantic with Rose, emphasizing that the concept was strictly professional. Still, fans aren't convinced. Given the history between Ed and Rose, many believe that the recent wave of Instagram posts may be part of a calculated effort to generate buzz, revive public interest, and position both of them for a future 90 Day Fiancé spin-off. The franchise has a long history of resurrecting controversial couples, and producers are well aware that few storylines generate more engagement than unexpected reunions, especially ones rooted in emotional trauma. As of now, neither Ed nor Rose have confirmed that they are back together romantically. There has been no official announcement, no shared photos, and no direct acknowledgement from Ed supporting Rose's narrative. That leaves fans with one lingering question. Is this a genuine emotional reconnection years in the making, or simply a strategic performance designed to secure another chapter in the 90 Day Fiancé universe?